Hey everybody, welcome to Overwatch. As we've started, this is week 5. Yeah, week 5. Sadly, we lost last week, but it's all right. You know, we can make this comeback.
No, that was just yesterday.
You're right. It was in fact just yesterday
We
that
have
we
all
lost.
three of our last games are all in this week.
But it was very close as we were able to take. Keep talking.
Okay. Yep, I got you. So yeah, this is the second game of this week's triple header. This week is against Viterbo, which is another
Viterbo?
team. Yeah, Viterbo.
I don't think it's Viterbo. I think it's something. It's something.
Viterbo.
Anyways, but yeah, so yesterday we lost sadly against K-State, but K-State has been undefeated against literally everyone. Like they have been that like 9, 15-0, 18-0 team until us. So we played them pretty good.
I would say, yeah, it was an extremely like close game, which I think should have been expected. We were essentially, I mean, not to be a biased source, but two of the better teams just overall that we've like seen, and just from like all the scouting and stuff. Now we're just waiting for all the characters to be selected. And we're starting on control as per usual.
Always on control. What's this map again? I don't know the maps. I'll be honest. Do you know the maps?
Nope.
Okay, we don't know the maps. Let's go. But yeah, so here we are.
Off.
We're starting with a little different. We got the Symmetra on our team. That's something we haven't seen before. Oh no, P switches back to the Tracer. Okay, so Sam on his normal Tracer. We see the Soldier come out. Thank you. Yeah, everything else here is pretty normal. We got Kiriko, but Jamie is separated and he's gonna drop.
We're not quite
It's
able
not
to
a great
take down the
start
wall,
here.
which is kind of strange. The wall was up for like such a long time. I don't know if there was a miscommunication, but we see Sam here in the back line trying to get damage off on the supports.
Yeah, he's trying to get some damage off of that,
I
but
don't think
we
he
have
knows he's
lost this point
separated.
pretty much. As yeah, the wall has separated us again, as at least blocked our retreat, and now the Reaper is coming after Sam here. We'll swap over to Raph on this flank here. It looks like he's doing a little flank to the side here, trying to get that Reaper as well. Now Jamie is back alive. He is going to go into the main area of the fight here and just walk up here with the shotgun that Junker Queen has. He's gonna get the Reaper, but he is kind of dropping low with that ice wall blocking him from his supports. And now he's gonna start capturing that point at least for now.
As they're just trying to like keep people off, and they're gonna take down the Orisa, which is gonna open up a big opportunity.
The May is gonna drop too.
Gonna drop the May.
That's gonna secure the point.
Basically, just forces them off the point. I mean, losing such a pivotal like DPS like that with May that just has so much ability to like shape the battlefield. Like that has kind of been what they've been doing this whole time, and losing that and also losing the Orisa, like it just opens up so much potential for a move to be made, and that's exactly what we're doing.
And now this Orisa is back here, so we're gonna see the Rampage come out for Jamie though. Or well, he hasn't used it yet, but it is an option.
Tsunade Rush coming out,
And he's
gonna
actually
be walled
gonna,
off
he's
again.
gonna get walled off again, and he's gonna drop from that. But it looks like Sam is
They're
here
able to
in the
get
background.
quite
He's
a
gonna
few
get 2
picks off of this.
He's gonna drop 2, one being the tank and the other being the Kiriko. As we are going to keep this point without
take down the Baptiste, it looks like too, and they are just going off.
We were able to keep that point without Jamie. Jamie died, and we were able to keep that point on.
Honestly, that was the kind of play that I mean, I feel like they should have, or you know, they were kind of looking for earlier, where like even if you lose Jamie, like they just have such great positioning on that team fight, or I guess scrappy team fight, but team fight nonetheless. But they were still able to just like get off the pace that they needed. And I see Viterbo trying to force pressure back on the site. Sam trying to escape from danger. Rampage and the.
So yeah, we missed the Rampage,
and the
but
Reaper
we caught
ult.
the end of it. So the Reaper will come out and ult. But Jamie did a lot of work with his ult, so maybe we'll be able to keep this point still with Sam's ult coming here now. As actually, their tank is still up, and they're going to be able to take the point from us. As now it looks like we're just going to have to retreat and regroup when everyone's back up.
And that was just such a, like, even if we lost control of the point, that was such a great trade. I mean, they used 3 ults, and we only used the Rampage. Like,
yeah.
It sets up such a bad fight for them upcoming.
Yeah, we have we have 3 out of our ults. We're gonna use the visor is gonna come out. That's gonna drop
take down one. Trying to not get taken down. The Mei is
Mei
gonna
is
ice
gonna
block.
ice block. That's
Takes
gonna be
down
2.
the Moira. Takes down the Mei. The Mei's gonna blizzard
Mei's
though.
gonna blizzard out before. Junker Queen's gonna get healed up in the freeze that happens, and the Orisa's gonna fall. And now we'll be able to pretty much just take this point, and I think we're gonna be able to keep this momentum and win all the way.
Yeah,
Or
I
keep
mean,
going from here.
I think, yeah, I mean, they're just able to like they've looked a little rough on some of these fights, but ultimately, like, you know, they've been able to like overcome the like little mistakes that they have made, and still able to get a lot of value off of what's been happening. The big concern, I mean, from like
Jamie is dropping.
Ooh, Jamie does fall, and so does.
He is now in overtime as
Our
well.
whole team is
This
falling.
is not great. It is just Sam left.
trying to get out, regroup with the team.
It looks like he will be able to find a med pack and get out, it looks like. As now the rest of the team is up, but this is not looking great for us as we lost the point. This is going to be an overtime battle here coming up. Sam does have his ult. He's going to go in the back. He's going to get 3 with that.
Not going to hit the.
And that's going to be the rampage. That's not really going to hit
one.
Just
Risa is going to fall, though. It's going to open up a
Yes.
lot of potential to
And
rush down
the Reaper's
here.
going to fall. This is a great start for us. We might be able to get some something going here as we're going to be able to we're going to be able to contest the point, get into overtime, kick them off, and I think we'll be able to take overtime from here and win.
Yeah, I don't think they're able to contest this, and
Yeah, we might
I
see
think
a
that's going
swap
to be
into a little
map
bit of a faster character,
1,
but
and that's point
yeah,
1.
that's point 1.
I mean, yeah, on that point, I mean, the big thing that were just causing us trouble was the Mei wall is just separating Jamie. I don't know if there's a lack of communication about like when to break the wall, but it just felt like we weren't able to just get rid of the obstacles in the way, and that was a big part of a lot of those like early scuffles and like why we lost so much pressure. But I mean, once again, like later, they just looked more cohesive even when things were going poorly. And I think that was a big part of them able to get a lot of that percentage like towards the middle, where like they lost at the beginning, lost it towards the end, but throughout like the majority of the game they were just kind of just doing what they normally do, and they looked really good.
Yeah, so they're gonna work with the Symmetra here. It looks like.
Nope, swapping back to the Tracer
They
once
keep
again.
teasing us with this. As yeah, we're gonna see the start of this fight coming up. As Jamie kind of dropping a low. I think he's a little separated.
See
But I think
Sam
he'll
on the
be
other
fine.
side, maybe looking to get a neat little angle.
Yeah, and they are going to let this
Raph
first
is gonna take down the
capture
Symmetra.
go pretty much.
Gonna drop the eye field for Turbo.
Yeah, it's gonna be taken out pretty quickly though, and this point is just not being captured. It will finally be captured here, and now we're gonna have to actually make a play on it. As now that we've let them start taking up this percentage, we just need to take it a little bit quicker. Those Symmetra turrets causing a massive problem. Is now we will finally get onto the point here, and hopefully we can push them off. As the Reaper's gonna nearly drop, but barely just be able to get out. And now the Symmetra kind of coming up close. Jamie's gonna drop though, as also the rest of our team has dropped. We're gonna get the eye field, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, they just gave this Symmetra like so much time to set up those turrets that it kind of got really difficult to make progress onto the site. But now they're gonna have to regroup up and hopefully get some pressure on the map from whatever team fight happens next. We see Sam.
He's kind of going on the
Again
side
on the
here,
side.
but the Reaper sees him. He's gonna go with Jamie. Jamie's gonna follow his lead at least, and they're gonna take it from this side. Sam is now over here. He's gonna go for that flank onto this side, and I think they're gonna find him out pretty quickly. And now they need to get this on. They need to get pushed on here. Jamie's getting pretty close to that rampage, but without it, it looks like they're pretty much at a stalemate for now. As he's gonna get that rampage, he'll probably use it pretty soon. As
there
there
it
it
comes.
is.
It's
It's
gonna
gonna
hit
hit
2,
3.
3.
As
He's able to
that's
get a
gonna get
ton of
1.
damage out here on the
It's gonna
point.
hit. That's gonna be 2 right there, and it looks like the tank also fell. So that would be 3 from that rampage. 4 now 5.
I
So
mean,
that'll be the full team kill.
there was something a little. It was quite strange at the beginning. We saw sort of all of the dome players sort of like circling around the point, but I think it ended up working out, just able to collapse on everyone and not really have a good point for letting the Viterbo players escape from.
Yeah.
Oh, we see them teleporting in
They're
here
gonna
onto the
use the teleport
side.
here. But it
Able to
looks
take down
we have
Sentry and
4
able to
ults.
just take.
Yeah, we had 4 ults for this fight coming up. because we only used the Rampage to secure the point. And now I think we're going to get that team wipe there. The full team kill.
Yeah, that was, I think, a slight miscalculation on the Viterbo side. I don't think they realized quite. I don't think they realized quite how many ults that we had there. I mean, it was just, it could have been a good play.
Well, we just had so many ults, like there was no chance for them basically.
We had so much chance, and also the fact that we almost like immediately saw. I mean, yeah, like a play like this is I think what they were going for.
Yeah.
Trying to hide the teleporter, but that last time we were just able to find them.
Yeah,
the
and
Resol's gonna
the
take down
Orisa's gonna
Zeke.
start falling pretty quickly. He's gonna take a lot of damage, but he will be able to take out Zeke. As now Jamie's gonna get the Orisa, but this is still kind of scary even without their Orisa, as Jamie is dropping low. As Jamie will drop, Sam has dropped. It is pretty much just Raph here alone on his soldier. And it looks like they will fall, and they're gonna lose the point there.
He was just trying to contest it as long as possible, but it wasn't long enough. Now it looks like they're gonna regroup once again, hopefully able to take over again. I mean, they're getting close to that Rampage that had such a big play the last time. See Raph swapping off a soldier onto the Sombra.
Yeah. So we are going to see Jamie go in the same direction as last time. We're going to get on this point, get on to that overtime, as now we have that overtime started, and Jamie is, I think, pretty much alone here. He's going to do the Rampage. That's going to hit nobody, I think. And he's going to drop from that, as everyone else will also drop. And that will be the game. Point going to, what was it? Verboten?
Viterbo.
Viterbo.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the things that it looked really scrappy, and I don't know, it was really strange how like there were times that it felt like both teams felt like they were kind of slipping up, but I mean, we get to see a 0.3 here on control, which would be exciting to see if they can. We see them swapping agents again and again for Sam. We're not sure if he will stay on whichever one he's hovering for now, or if he will ultimately go back to the Tracer. But I feel like we haven't been changing characters that much, but I'm not sure if the characters are the problem or if there's just been a lack of communication here.
Yeah.
We see Viterbo running the same comp as they have been with the Orisa, the Reaper, Symmetra.
Oh, they're going to teleport.
They're going to teleport onto the point, just able to get there so quickly, which I think has been one of the things that like has been kind of countering us a little bit, is the fact that they just kind of get on site and we just can't push them off ever.
They have a very strong defense of this site, it feels like. And Jamie's gonna drop kind of low. He will get saved though. We need to push them off of this here, as now they will finally start getting that percentage. And Sam is also kind of dropping low. We're gonna get the Reaper though. That might be a start to something, as now we might be able to get the Orisa, but Orisa's gonna back up, get to their supports, and be able to. That'll be the Symmetra down.
Has to find a way to clear the turrets. It looks like they're already cleared. Trying to just. That was a ton of damage on the Orisa taking her down.
Orisa will be taken down. The Kirk will be taken down. It's just the Moira left, and I think the Moira might be able to get out. Nope, the Moira will fall.
So it feels like the thing that's been. Maybe this is just from not as much practice against Symmetras, but the thing that has just been doing so much damage to us this match so far is just Viterbo's ability to just get on site and have so many of those turrets set up. It's just been hard for us to like claim ground, but like this is another one of those moments.
Yeah, they're gonna teleport again.
Straight back again.
That definitely disorientated us, as now we need to get back onto this point very quickly. And we are kind of, even though it is our point, we are not really getting on it. We aren't staying on it very well. We will get the contest out at least. And it looks like the Orisa's going to drop her ult. We have the Rampage. The Rampage
hit two.
Yeah, it hit two there, with the Symmetra being one of them. The wall is going to kind of mess up there. And now I think it's just the Orisa. But the Orisa can also take down Jamie here, as Jamie is dropping low. He will drop. And Sam already fell. Raph fell. It's now just the supports. It's just Zeke and Maddie here, and it looks like they're just gonna drop as well.
I mean, yeah, again, like that teleport just straight onto the site. I think it's just something that they haven't had a ton of practice against, of playing against these Symmetras, and like it's extremely disorienting playing against a new strategy that you haven't seen before. And I think this is a prime example of that.
Yeah, it definitely seems like they just aren't ready for any of these teleports. The Reaper will die though, as he kind of went a little too far ahead of his tank. And now it looks like we might be able to get something
Sooner
going,
rush
but
going out.
the gates will fall. And gonna start healing up. That's Orisa that we dealt a bunch of damage to. Jamie's gonna start taking a bunch of damage. He is gonna get saved though. We will be able to get their Kiriko, but Jamie's gonna fall right after.
Raph on the flank.
Raph was able to get the
claim
point.
the point.
Yeah.
Not sure if he's able to keep
The Reaper
Matty alive
almost
with his-
fell, and it looks like he's gonna be able to get out. He's gonna go
able to
invis. He's
get
gonna be able to
out.
get out.
Hopefully able to just cause some mayhem here. As Viterbo's going to claim the point again, but Raph's still just on the flank, able to pump a little bit of damage.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to end up.
He's gonna drop.
time. He's going to fall. We did see the Reaper will get used.
I think it was to kill Sam. Because Sam fell. Yeah.
Sure. But just trying to regroup, trying to see what is there to do. And I mean,
Yeah, we need to
they're
get on
going to
this
have
point.
to make a move soon.
90%. We need to get on this point here pretty
A big
soon. The
EMP from
Reaper's gonna
Raph.
fall. We will need to get onto this point here. We are pushing on. They're backing up into the point. That'll
Another
be the
Orisa
Orisa.
coming out.
We are going to be
He's
able
gonna
to get
take down
away
Maddie
from it at
and
least,
Raph.
as now Jamie is getting pretty close to his rampage. The
The
Orisa is
rampage
kind of
is gonna hit
separated.
two of 'em.
That's gonna hit two, actually at
It's
three,
going
I
to get
think.
Suzu'd.
And this Kiriko, this pesky Kiriko, will finally drop, and now we'll be able to start taking this point. As we didn't kill the Orisa is still causing some problems for us, but we need to keep this overtime going here, as now that will
We're
be the
not
game.
able to. So, yeah, map one is going to go to Viterbo. And, I mean, yeah, there were just points in there that it looked almost disorienting. That, I think it's just something that, like, they haven't seen a ton, so it would make sense that it's going to be disorienting. I mean, not having a ton of practice against these, like, really quick symmetric plays of just getting on the site and in your face as soon as they're, respond, like, it's going to be disorienting.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if, if Viterbo keeps playing these symmetric comps because it's working, and if they're able to apply it to the other maps. And if they do, I mean, I think it'll be really interesting to see if we're able to adapt and able to figure out how to take care of that.
I mean, this is definitely the first time we've seen a Symmetra be played so far. And I saw Sam was looking at it like he wanted to play Symmetra as well, but is that a new patch thing, or what is that?
I'm honestly not sure. I mean, it feels like most characters have just kind of been the same. I don't know if this is just one of those things that a lot of teams have been practicing Symmetra now, and looking to finally use her. But yeah, I mean, it's really interesting to know if Sam was actually, if they were debating putting Sam on the Symmetra, or if that was just, him being a little silly and hovering it. But I mean, yeah, like, the Symmetra was just causing so much damage that I feel like, at some point, if Symmetra's viable on one of these maps, like, after that, you might want to take a gamble and try it.
That Symmetra was definitely super viable in that fight, as we saw her multiple times be able to just get in. That team mobility that Symmetra has, I think, really messed with our team, and wasn't really able to. We didn't really find a good counter for it.
They were kind of essentially doing what we usually do, which is just get on the point and be in your face. The issue is that Symmetra teleport, I mean, it lets you do it so much quicker than the other team by just being able to jump that large gap, especially with characters that are relatively immobile. Like, Orisa is one of, like, the slowest tanks, and just being able to just, launch the tank from one point to another and able to just be on the point. Especially because Orisa is one of those ones that, isn't very mobile, but is very hard to move and very hard to take down. That, like, if you're able to just, like, capitalize on that point and start queuing, percentage, like, there's only so much you can do against an Orisa. And I mean, I think we were able to show that, like, we were able to take care of the Orisa at times, but it's such a disorienting and a different gameplay style that it'll be really interesting to see how they adapt to that.
Yeah, so it looks like we will be starting here on Route 66. We've seen this map a number of times, as it's a very defensive map, and it looks like we will be starting on the defensive side. So hopefully we can put up a really good defensive fight here to make sure that we can have a good chance to get a lot of distance in the next fight, or in the next point.
It's like, I think we're actually going to be on
offense.
Yeah, we're going to be on the attack here.
Yeah.
Trevor's going to be setting up their defense. They have As Zenyatta the Kiriko sticking with the Orisa on the tank, and then their DPS is swapping to Bastion and Soldier, which they have taken. Oh, and the Zenyatta switches back to Moira. So not a completely overhaul look, but the DPS especially have taken a very different look at what they're planning on doing. And then on our side, we see Sam on the Sojourn that he was hovering earlier. We see the Widowmaker coming out for Raph, which is quite interesting. I feel like that's something we haven't seen a ton. And then Maddie and Zeke on the Mercy and Baptiste.
They're classics, pretty much.
So it'll be really interesting to see. And we see Jamie on the Sigma, which has been a staple for this team on this map, and a lot of other maps. But just
I think we've seen Sigma most out of all. I think Junker Queen is second, but I think Sigma is first.
I definitely know that.
Yeah, Jamie definitely
Jamie loves
his Sigma.
playing Sigma.
Yeah.
And I think it's especially helpful that Sigma is just really good on a lot of these maps. Able to just put a lot of pressure on the Orisa. The Orisa's going to fall
drop
really quickly, walking through the Sojourn Orb. Able to just put a bunch of damage.
Yeah.
The Turbo's going to have to walk backwards, and I think
they're going to drop the Soldier
falling.
here too. He's going to drop there, and now they're going to be able to keep pushing this here, as this is already a lot further than most teams get on Rodeo. Route, sorry.
This has just been such an explosive start that, I mean, they're able to get so much ground already. I think the Viterbo had a very unique defensive positioning. I don't think I've seen many teams set this little gas station as like their first defensive foothold. And
yeah,
I mean,
so it looks like we're gonna get the stun here on the Orisa, and it looks like we're actually gonna kind of ignore the Orisa for a little bit and go on the DPSs and supports, kind of all clumped up together. Now the Orisa is kind of separated, so now we can kind of go on her a little bit more. As it looks like we're just gonna we're doing a very good job of backing everybody up here, but Jamie was kind of dropping low, but now will start to get healed up by Maddie, and that's gonna be the ult that's gonna take down the Kiriko. And I think we're gonna be able to get the Moira almost as well. Now the Orisa will fall.
Gonna drop both,
and we're gonna get past this first checkpoint.
I mean, yeah, this has just been such an explosive, fast-paced and quick, just rush that
This has been a very, I would say, dominant performance on Escort so far.
Yeah, I definitely.
As we see Jamie just walk up straight in front of the Bastion there in his tank form and just not care. Now the Orisa finally makes it back to the field. We will see the I field drop for us. And it looks like we are going to be able to just keep these Viterbo. That's what it is. V-Bucks and Turbo. Okay, Viterbo. I got it now. And we're gonna be able to just keep pushing them back here. As now the cart has finally reached Orisa here, and they're gonna try and start some defense here. But it looks like Jamie kind of dropping a little low, keeping those heals up a little bit. And the Orisa's gonna start moving up a little bit, but she's gonna be kind of separated from the rest of her team, as the Orisa will drop there. Yeah, we'll look at Sam here really quick, as it looks like he was hunting the Moira and got the Moira down. Yeah. And it looks like Raph will be revived by Maddie there, and hopefully we can get something going here. As now we see we're gonna get pretty close to the second checkpoint here.
Getting kind of close, and I mean, this has been one of those things that Viterbo just hasn't been able to take down Jamie, which I feel like has been so crucial to this.
Yeah, they're gonna come out of that little hovel there, and we're gonna be able to start laying a bunch of damage in there. Sam is just raining hell from above.
He's gonna get taken out by the Ash
dropped, and it looks like our team is gonna have to start backing up. Jamie might also drop here, as he has pretty much no supports around him. Maddie is going to use the Valkyrie and gonna keep actually Jamie alive and Zeke for a little bit, but Zeke will fall. Maddie will now fall, and that'll be pretty much the end of this attack. We're gonna have to regroup and keep going after this.
I mean, and that was just such, like you said, a very dominant and very impressive initial rush. I mean, very rarely do we see an attack side have their first rush get even to the first point. And I mean, we got almost to the second
on Route 66. This is a very defensive map that we have not seen anybody get past the first point so far. This is the first time we've seen this.
I mean, this has just been extremely dominant, and it'll be interesting to see if they can recover from that one failed fight and able to just I think that was also the one thing that Viterbo might
We're
have been
gonna
missing.
get the ult come out, but he
Sigma ult. He's
isn't
gonna pick
really
up
gonna
the
find
Ashe.
anybody. He's gonna find the Ashe, and that's about it. And now we're gonna start getting some good damage onto this Orisa, but as this Orisa is kind of separated, the Moira ult will come out for them. Gonna deal a lot of damage to Jamie and heal up the Orisa a bunch. As now the Orisa is pretty much backing down Raph pretty much, but the I-Feel will come out to save him. And now we're gonna be able to hunt down the rest of the team. The Moira will fall. And Sam did fall in that, but I think it turned out well for us, as now we're going to be able to get the Kiriko.
Honestly, I think that solo ult on the Ashe was such a big part of that fight. I mean, we saw earlier the Ashe was just causing so much chaos for our team. And just like, and we saw earlier the Ashe completely taking out Sam earlier. I mean, I think that might have been one of the bigger factors there. Just taking out that
I think the Ashe also had her ult, and getting rid of that ult just helped a lot. As now we're going to start up this push as well, trying to get this movement going in, or at least get something started, as we're going to start pushing people back. As actually they're kind of pushing us back. Jamie's going to drop really low, but he is going to get saved. Start getting those heals up as from Maddie, and I think Zeke as well. Because now the Ashe will fall again before ulting. I think the Orisa is ulting though, and that's going to be a big ult pretty much just onto Jamie. But Jamie's going to be able to get back up and keep going forward, as he's gonna get stunned. He has his ult now. He's gonna pop it.
He's just gonna keep him.
And he's gonna keep him stuck in that little hole there.
But he is able to pick off the Soldier 76. If Reese is coming back and is going to fall.
Yeah, and it looks like it's just the Moira left here. As now the Moira is gonna use her ult. You're gonna heal up and deal a good amount of damage. The Bob is finally gonna come here, and it looks like the Bob is just gonna kind of not really do much, as Jamie just backs away, gets away from the Bob, and that will be the Kiriko falling, and pretty much we're going to be able to keep pushing this payload.
Yeah, I mean, Viterbo used so many ults there just to try to stay alive and hold that position, but it just ultimately wasn't enough. And I mean, that gravity well just on the Viterbo players inside that little room just did so much damage, even though not necessarily damage in game on the health bars, but like they were trying so hard to just rush out of there, and like keeping them there for a little bit so you guys can recover and just, you know, completely take dominance over that position was so impactful for that fight.
That stun almost started the fight up, as now we'll start to get, we have lost actually 3 of our players here. It's pretty much just Jamie and Zeke here, and we're gonna need to probably back out pretty soon. But Jamie is doing a pretty good job of just keeping everybody off of him and just keeping this point going. As now the stun's gonna come out, Jamie's gonna get stunned, but he's gonna keep pushing him back. As now it looks like the Moira kind of stepped out a little too far. Jamie here is now finally getting healed up. The rest of his team is caught back up. Maddie will drop, which is not great for us, but it looks like we're just gonna be able to keep this going here. As even though we lost a lot, we were still able to keep going. Now he's gonna back up, just try and regroup a little bit.
Has his ult again. I mean, Jamie, this game has just been so unmoving, just this unmovable object for the Viterbo team that just like it feels like they have
an unstoppable force.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to do anything about Jamie, and like they've been getting so much pressure on, and we see the signal coming back.
He's gonna get stunned though, so he won't be able to use it all the way. And it looks like we are going to be able to get the Soldier almost, or the Baptiste. Sorry, I was the Baptiste on the other team. As now we're gonna get Jamie's gonna get stunned here again. But
Jamie
Maddie's trying to keep him alive, but won't be able to for long enough, and that will drop the whole team.
I mean, that was just such an impressive run. I mean, I don't think we've seen a run like that on Escort. It was just complete domination. And I mean, even on that last point, trying to get to that final checkpoint, I mean, they just kept pushing the payload. And sure, there were times where necessarily it wasn't moving, but they were just holding so much pressure that, I mean, it'll be really interesting to see if they can keep up, you know, that dominance on defense, and just completely shut out Viterbo here on their attack side now. It'll be really interesting to see how it plays out. If maybe this map is just completely flipped and turned into, you know, attack-sided chaos this kind of ensue. But
as we know, our team really likes to set up here at this little corner here and on this bridge. So we'll probably see something like that.
Do you see Jamie pulling out the Zarya, and we see Viterbo pulls out the Soldier in the Mei, really switching it up this time. I mean, It'll be interesting to see. I don't think we've seen Zarya on the Route 66 before, so I mean, we'll see if it looks
we
like
saw it on the attacking side. I want to say
we might have before, but
yeah,
it looks like they will be setting up here on this little rock ridge over here that we know they like to just keep the pressure here.
Yep, they really do like this spot right here. And we're gonna be starting up here pretty soon. Jamie on the Zarya, and hopefully we'll be able to get something going, or hopefully we'll be able to have a pretty strong defense here, as the rest of our team is pretty much the same. We've seen
They're going all just straight up through this little train over here, but they're able to just pump a ton of damage in the Orisa. Oh, gonna force them off the ridge. Maddie will fall.
Yeah, Maddie's gonna fall, and we are going to start. This beam is gonna start kind of melting the Orisa here. Orisa's gonna get down into the normal health, but looks like will be saved by the eye field there. And now I think this is more of just kind of, we need to kind of just push them off. The Orisa kind of gets separated here, but just has his team pretty close.
And we'll take down the Zenyatta.
Take down the Zenyatta. May is taking full brunt of the damage from Jamie, and will fall now. Jamie having to reload here, stop his overheat.
This is one of the highlights of picking Zarya into Orisa. I mean, you basically nullify one of Orisa's defensives by, I mean, the fact that the laser beam just goes through the whirl blade that Orisa has that typically is really good because it'll block a ton of damage, but it isn't effective at all against Zarya's beam, and just able to pump a ton of damage in that they weren't expecting. So we do see Viterbo swap to the Ramatra.
Yeah, and it
Soldier's
looks like
gonna swap to the Ash too.
Yeah, we picked the soldier, and now he switches to the Ash, and now the Ramatra will get up onto this cliff here and kind of start some mayhem up here. The eye field will come out, kind of a little bit of being a problem, as now Jamie's gonna fall from the cliff, and they're gonna start pushing again, as the Ramatra is nearly dropping. Will only be saved by going into that melee form, and now we'll start that damage up again, as this DPS damage is doing a lot
gravity surge
here.
coming in.
As now the ice wall is going to provide some protection, but Jamie's just going to walk right past the Ramatra and just keep going for the other players. And now the Ramatra will finally fall, as the rest of the team pretty much also fell for Turbo.
I mean, yeah, this has been such a good hold. I mean, there have been a few times where like they've had to fall off the rock ridge, but even afterwards, like they've just maintained this position, not really letting Viterbo do anything about it. I mean, part of it is like this Ramatra's trying so hard to get pressure on to us, but I mean, Jamie has just been walking right through him and taking down the supports and the DPS that it ultimately has.
That'll be the wall come out right there, and they're trying to get a few just inches on the payload here. Is now the
May Blizzard is going to come out, but I don't think it's going to get
here. It's not really going to get many of us.
See the ice field come out. The ice shield also comes out, and that's going
to be the May, or that's going to be the two supports done. And now we're going to keep going here. Sam is nearly going to drop, but will be saved by Jamie there with the bubble.
I mean, yeah, this has just been they just aren't able to get anything, which, I mean, you know, you suck to see just from a competitive standpoint of just like.
Yeah, they aren't able to get
constantly
past
running into this sort of like brick wall, sort of.
It is pretty much a brick wall, as Jamie is just going to keep pressing down on his laser button, and this Ramatra is going to try and do something about it, but he is going to get
saved by the
Jamie's
eye field,
and he's
twice. And the big gravity surge is going to come out and do so much damage as Sam is melting them with his ult. I mean, I don't even know what you're supposed to do about that. I mean,
that was great coordination between both Jamie and Sam. Sam used his ult.
Turbo completely switching up their comp now. Switching to the Reinhardt, the Reaper, Symmetra, Ana, and Baptiste. I mean, this is drastic. I mean, completely switching. I think literally everyone except for maybe the Baptiste.
Yeah, the Baptiste is the only one that's
Baptiste ult is going to come out. It's not.
But Jamie kind of dropping low, though. Our eye field is also going to be dropped and destroyed pretty quickly. Those turrets causing another problem again, but it looks like Jamie is fully healed, as they don't have much time. They have to keep staying on this. We just need to push them off, and we win pretty much right now.
Yeah.
As now it looks like we have found the two DPSs. The DPSs are separated from the tank, and we are going to be able to take down the Reaper for sure. And maybe very soon the Symmetra and the Baptiste is also going to kind of hop in there. The eye field will be dropped, and now we're going to have to deal with that wall. As I think I know why they switched the Reinhardt. The Reinhardt shield blocks the beam very well.
Yeah, the Reinhardt is just soaking up so much damage, but the big gravity is going to come out and take so much damage, and
that's going to be it.
That's going to be game. So score is going to improve to 1-1 now as we head on to the game mode. I read the order earlier, but Flashpoint. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that Zarya this game. I mean, just
absolutely just melting the other team.
Yeah.
As this was the massive ult between both. Or no, this wasn't the combo ult. This was the one before it.
Yeah, I mean that combo ult was insane. I mean, you finally saw Viterbo getting pressure and pushing the payload and making a ton of ground. But I mean, there's just not a whole lot you can do with the Zarya and Sojourn ults. I mean, combined. I mean, you're basically just launching a hailstorm into, you know, a fish in a barrel sort of.
I don't think that analogy works, I'll be honest.
Yeah, not really, but
I like the fish in the barrel one because
it's
that
a fish
one
in a
works.
barrel, and you just put a lot of things in the barrel.
I think it's just there's a million spears going at a bunch of fish in the barrel. There.
Spears, hail, same thing.
Close enough.
But yeah, I mean, they just once they started getting a lot of progress, it just kind of got halted by that one play. And I mean, I think part of it was sticking on the Orisa for so long. I mean, Orisa is just not the greatest in Zarya, with the fact that Zarya can just completely ignore one of Orisa's defensives entirely. But I mean, even after the swap, like we saw so much struggle for Viterbo to just like make up ground and just keep pushing. That I mean, yeah, that was just complete dominance on both sides for us.
Do you think we will see the Zarya more to counter that Orisa?
I definitely think if they keep playing the Orisa, I mean, I think Jamie's most definitely confident in his Zarya. I mean, he's played so much Zarya in his own time that he's more than certainly confident.
I always forget where the first point is.
It's just right here in this middle.
Yeah, it's right outside. Nope, it's
Nope.
in there.
Right there.
Is it?
Yeah, it's right here.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, I'll trust you. If you're wrong. Oh, okay. Good job.
But yeah, I mean, most definitely, and it looks like starting off right now we have a mirror matchup for the Junker Queen, mirror matchup for the Tracers as well, and the Moiras. I mean, almost identical comps, except that it looks like Viterbo is going to have.
Come on, Zeke. Play some
have
identical.
the Mei and the Lucio, or we're going to stick with our typical Sombra and Baptiste.
I think that eye field's just going to be very valuable, especially when a Blizzard comes out. We can counter the Blizzard pretty heavily with that.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see. I mean, I think we know the typical scuffle that's going to happen over here to the left if, I mean, Viterbo also wants to initiate this. And it looks like they're going to get there first.
They're actually going to go right for the point pretty much. Yeah, they have a little bit of ground on us as the Mei wall is going to block us out.
But their Junker Queen's going to fall so quickly.
Very quickly. As now we might be able to get something moving here. We're going to be able to get onto the flashpoint pretty quickly. As actually that's going to be a great ice wall blocking out Zeke there, but it won't matter because all of our damage was in front of it.
I mean, yeah, basically just essentially wiping the entire team just off rip.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that Junker Queen dying so early just it really just unfurls everything that you're trying to do when, you know, your tank, your main.
They're going to switch to the Orisa.
They're going to switch back to the Orisa. So it'll be really interesting to see, you know, after Jamie maybe uses a Rampage.
They might, yeah.
He switches to the Zarya or not. And, I mean, we see Sam taking a little bit of damage. Zeke did
as
fall.
The Orisa, this Cryptus, he really likes his Orisa. He feels very comfortable on it, as you can see. Their eye field's going to get dropped. Or is going to get put on the field, and we haven't really destroyed it. We just now destroyed it. That ice wall is not really going to do much. It feels like the ice block will come out, and Jamie's just going to sit there, waiting for him. But Jamie will drop.
Not quite able to get the kill off before he falls, but I mean, we've just been wreaking complete havoc, and I mean, it looks like
the Orisa will drop.
Will fall too.
Sometimes we don't need Jamie. Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it looks. I mean, yeah, and that's the point. I mean, there wasn't much that they could do. I mean, that initial scuffle, they lost so much priority so quickly. And then we were just able to keep the dominance rolling, just picking them off one by one whenever they come back. But it looks like Raph is really up here deep, setting up
He
the
is
second
so
point.
deep in this. Yeah.
Probably looking to use his ult at some point, try to get a pick off one of the supports maybe.
Maybe on the Reaper even.
He will get a lot of damage on the Reaper,
Get a
force
lot
out the
of
Wraith
damage on
block.
the Reaper for sure. And Sam also connected with him on this flank. And now it looks like they're gonna get onto this. That's
this
gonna
is
be
such
the
a
EMP
good EMP,
for
hitting
EMP
so many people.
with the Rampage as
Rampage coming out.
well.
The Blizzard will come out from the Mei, but
And the
it's
Orisa ult
not
as
able to do
well.
a ton.
That's gonna drop the Reaper and the Kiriko on the other team. And the Orisa will now drop, as now the Moira is gonna drop pretty soon. The Mei is gonna have to ice block up, and now probably will drop very shortly. There's the Mei kill, and now we're gonna start capturing this point.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that's one of those things where you may have used the same amount of ults, but I mean, I think in terms of just general people hits and damage amplified and whatever. I mean, we definitely came out of that with a lot more in that category.
We still have 3 ults up.
Yeah, that is true. We still have all of our other ults that we just didn't need in that fight. That we only had to trade, 2 ults for 2 ults, and we were able to come out with it successfully. So Sam might be looking for a flank with a pulse bomb.
Our field's gonna get dropped, and he might throw it out here. He's gonna throw it out.
Stick the Kiriko.
We'll get the Kiriko, or won't get the Kiriko, but we'll hit the Kiriko with it. Now that's gonna be the Mei dropping, and now actually this is pretty much this Orisa is alone here, as now the Reaper finally connects, and now the Moira as well is connected. But this isn't a great spot. That's gonna be 2 with the ult. The Orisa being one of them will drop the Orisa, will drop the Moira and the Kiriko. And Reaper and Mei previously had already fallen. So this is going to be another point for us in this Flashpoint match.
The point, it looks like we're going to be heading to match point on the Flashpoint. We're interested to see if Viterbo maybe switches up what they're trying to do. We'll see Sam take out the Mei despite having so much thrown at him. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see if Viterbo changes what they're doing to try to combat this, or if they're just going to keep rolling with what they have, and it looks like they will. Looks like they have enough confidence to maybe seal off a point.
The Mei is kind of separated again. They're going to try for the pick, but the ice block will come out. But a lot of damage coming out on the Mei here, there.
Yeah, just
very interesting flanks that we're seeing.
Point.
The Flashpoint is now open. The other team is already on it, and it looks like the Reaper and they're actually going to trade each other there. The Pulse Bomb is going to come out. They're going to get a little, and that's going to be a devastating Blizzard taking out Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things where this could be that confidence that they needed, able to get a little bit of pushback back onto us. You see us try to find the Reaper that's hiding up here. Oh, but it looks like we're not going to see him. Oh, we'll see him there.
Now
but
he's
just trying to get out with his life. We see the Moira coming in to help save him. He's going to teleport out of there.
We do have EMP up, but no other ults. So this is kind of a complicated spot that we're in. But we might be able to get a very good not EMP. As we see Raph here in the back, he's going to start on the Baptiste, but the wall is going to wall him off. He's going to get up. He's going to EMP. That's going to be 2.
Oh,
he's going to take out both of these 2 pretty much by himself. And now he's alone here. The rest of his team hasn't caught up with him. Reaper's going to nearly drop. Sam was there, but that's going to be the entire team dropping.
It was such a good EMP in the damage that she was able to put up, but it was really unlucky timing because literally I think the frame before that, the Reaper ult came out and took down, 2 or maybe I think it was 2 or 3 of our own. But it looks like they're just going to give that up and go to the next point, which that I've talked about so many times before. Like, that is one of the benefits of Flashpoint, is that since it is just all within the same map, that if you have that 2-0 advantage, you can afford to just
drop,
hang back and just give it up and set up for the next point.
Yeah, now Jamie kind of approaching his ult. We have Maddie and Zeke with their ults. Sam getting pretty close too. We might see 4 ults come out in this fight for this point here. as the Reaper's gonna get hit with the knife, kind
He's gonna
of
race
start
back
to
out
drop
though.
low, but we'll be able to get out. The Rampage
Scenario
is
rush coming out,
here.
but
Will
let's see the
he will get
Rampage come out,
stunned
the eye field
first.
coming
He
out.
hasn't used the Rampage
He
yet.
is
Now
able to
he
hit
has,
the Rampage.
It's gonna
He's
hit
gonna hit
three,
or
I
four.
think. 3 or 4. And they're gonna start capturing here as May is gonna be one of the last ones left. Actually, the last one left as they killed the Reaper on the side.
Yeah.
And that'll be a team kill.
Just seeing them, just like that's one of those things where it's just there's so much coordination going on, and I mean also the ability to get that Rampage off with everything going on was extremely impressive. I mean, there were just so many things being thrown at him, and like he was so low, trying to stay in the eye field, getting bounced out of the eye field. Like there was so much stuff happening, but that Rampage, I mean, it changed so much. I mean, see Sam here, maybe trying to
He's kind of
go
just
up
waiting
and try
here
to
for
get
the
a pulse
May
bomb on someone
or something, as he does have pulse bomb. Raph is also getting close to his EMP, so we might see a kind of a duo with that.
Fall.
As
The Blizzard's
tank
gonna
will
come out
fall,
though.
Blizzard will come out. Reaper's gonna drop very low and get chased after by Sam. There's the pulse bomb,
and he's gonna get both of them.
And now it's the Kiriko is gonna be
was
left to
fall as
die,
well.
and the same with the Moira, and that will probably be the game there.
I think it's so funny. I was just about to comment that like there's so many hard characters on their team to try to pulse bomb, but I mean he just got the perfect timing when May didn't have the ice block. The Reaper just used the Wraith block. I mean those are the reasons that like, it's so hard to use a pulse bomb, but that's gonna be the map. I mean just hitting the perfect timing, able to get that pulse bomb out, really changing the tide of that fight. So we're now gonna take the lead 2-1 tonight. Hoping to close out the series this next game. Hopefully not going to another best of 5 like we did last time.
Yeah,
but
that play of the game is definitely gonna be that Rampage there that we saw near the end. Just absolute destruction from that Rampage, getting most of their team and just being able to push everybody off.
yeah, just completely wreaking havoc. To start off that final point, you know, sort of establishing that dominance of telling them this is our point.
Okay.
But yeah,
I don't know much about this next map. What's the game mode?
it's a great question. I don't know.
Is this hybrid or is the next one hybrid? There should be a cheat sheet over there.
Possibly. If it's hybrid,
That's Rocket League stats. That's character alts, but it might be underneath that
why are there so many?
because it's for all the characters.
There's so many there's like
Yeah, there's a
four of
cop.
the same one.
Yeah, for the commentators.
There's not that many of us, but no, there's no
For the
map list
two
on there.
commentators that are always commentating. Okay, so we don't know. I'll be watching on this to see what it is. When
I
it
have a
comes
feeling
up.
it's either hybrid or push. I mean, those are the two left, so one of them has to be one of them.
Yes.
Either way, don't see them a ton.
Yeah. So, production just pointed this out. Lovely producer just pointed this out. Our overlays are switched. I forgot to mention this earlier. I was informed, but I just did not mention it earlier. So
Will be
just
push.
swap them around in your head. You'll be fine. It's not that much of a switch.
Yeah, it looks like we'll be playing on push. So
Okay. What's push?
push. There's a robot in the middle. You just gotta beat each other up until there's no one left on the robot except for you, and it's essentially escort, except both teams are playing attack and defense at the same time.
Okay.
With one payload.
So two-side escort. Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
It's interesting. It's one of my favorites though. And it looks like we're playing on, I believe that's New Queen Street.
Yes.
Which- It's such a fun map. There's just so many different dynamic angles and positions to hold on the map that I think it is by far the best push map. And just seeing how teams are gonna able to play around that. I mean, I know this is the push map that we like to play the most, especially in scrims and stuff. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see.
Yeah. And we will be starting up here on New Queen Street, Canada.
Yeah, in Canada, Sojourn. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see. See down here is where the robot is.
Where's the big guy?
Turn around.
That's the push. That's the thing.
Nope,
he pushes.
nope, on the ground.
There he
There
is.
he is.
I was right. This was the thing that he pushes.
Yep. Basically, it's just two-way escort. You play attack and defense at the same time. You just want
at this
possession
big
of the
guy.
robot, and you try to get as much ground as you can within the time allotted. We're gonna see what characters they're picking.
What
here
kind
in
of
just a little
comps do
bit.
we usually play? for scrims here.
Really, whatever people are feeling.
Oh,
And it
Zarya.
looks like we're gonna see the Zarya come out, but Viterbo, you know, unbeknownst to the players right now, is not actually playing Orisa right now. It'll be really interesting to see if they stick with the Zarya. But I mean, we see the Zarya and Sojourn combo that we saw earlier that, you know, with the right timings can do a
So
lot of damage.
Decimated them.
Raph back on his signature Sombra. Then we see Maddie and Zeke on the
Same
Mercy
characters
and
they've been
Baptiste
playing
again.
all night.
So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, definitely on some comfort characters. It'd be really interesting to see, you know, if Jamie swaps off after seeing that they're not on Orisa. But we see Raph here.
He's kind of going on a little bit of a flank, or at least he'll start this off. Jamie here kind of dropping low.
Melting the
Just
Ramatra,
starting to
having to
melt
use
the
the
Ramatra
melee
here, now
mode
getting
so
healed
early.
up, as he was a little bit ahead of the rest of his team. And now the Ramatra will get hacked there, and will possibly take some big damage.
Oh, and Sam getting a triple kill to start, a quadra kill.
What is he doing?
He was on some flank unbeknownst, and he's gonna get
He's
gonna
gonna
get
get
all
all
5 of them. That is, yeah.
We should have been watching Sam. Dang it. We did
I mean,
it
yeah,
again.
Sam was just on a rampage in the flank. I mean, I think that's what we saw earlier too with the Ramatra. Is the Ramatra's just for Viterbo not able to defend his teammates. And we do see a big switch coming from Viterbo. We see them switching to the Malga on tank, the Lifeweaver and Brigitte on support, and the Soldier and Sojourn.
The Brigitte taking all the damage from. Actually, the Maugi getting hacked and is taking a lot of damage.
Taking
Is
a ton of
nearly
damage, but able to
dropping.
heal himself up, as Jamie's gonna have to walk back and
Back
just gonna
into the
put some
eye
pressure
field
on that
there.
Sojourn.
Yeah, as his weapon kind of overheated there, and he can probably still keep pushing here. As now the
Mauga's gonna
Maugi will come in
slam
here. And
2 of our teammates, but
he's
he's just not
fully
able to get a ton of
separated.
pressure.
He doesn't have his team around him. He's going to drop pretty soon. The Brigitte is there, but she's not enough. As now the shields start to drop, that shield not going to really be able to help her much. As now I think they kind of just
Sam
separate
just picking
too
up
much.
more and more kills just whenever.
We have 5 ults. We have not used a
Almost.
single ult. We are going to have
4,
5
almost
ults
have 5.
for this upcoming
And
fight.
we see Viterbo switching characters again, but switching
To the Orisa.
to the Orisa into Zarya, which is, you know, interesting.
Interesting play. The
And
Orisa's going
he's
to drop
fall
there.
just immediately. I mean, I think this is just
They're gonna keep
last ditch
pushing
efforts from
here.
Viterbo. We see the Zarya ult coming out, but it's
Zarya ult's going to come
not
out, but it's
gonna
not
do a ton. It's
doing
not gonna
anything,
connect
but
with
it is
anyone.
zoning them. That's the one thing that it's
And,
doing.
Oh, he's gonna get
okay.
gripped. Just keeping so much space away from them in the robot. I mean, if they just march this down and just immediately cap it, I'm gonna be so impressed. But I mean, we see a ton of damage coming out, trying to keep Jamie alive. He's gonna take down the Orisa
Orisa's
again.
going to get taken down.
And
looks
the
like-
Bastion.
And the Bastion down, too.
Their Sojourn ult is finally getting some damage off on our team.
Bastion's going to get saved there, but will still drop later. As our robot's getting very close to the end here.
Yeah, we're still just marching away, just not able to really let them. Oh, I mean, we'll see Raph fall.
And we actually are backing up, it looks like.
Backing up a little bit. I'm not sure if it's to regroup or just picking up this mid pack, but it looks like, yeah, we are getting back a little bit. They are pushing the robot a little bit, trying to make it for lost ground. But I
As
mean,
here
this
comes
has
the
just
robot,
been
and it
so dominant, so much damage going out.
That separation was kind of scary there. As now we're gonna start melting this Orisa. The spinning blade doesn't really do much. And now the robot is standing still, so now we
A
can
big
just
EMP
keep
coming out from
going.
Raph as we're able to just pump
Yeah.
so much damage into the Viterbo team right here. They're gonna
Ifield's
match with
finally gonna get
another
destroyed
backfield.
for them, and now we're just
And
gonna keep
we're just
going.
pumping so much damage into them. I mean, we see Sam and Jamie just absolutely just putting so much pressure and damage onto the Viterbo team that, I mean,
This is
this
this
might
is just
be
like the
it.
escort maps. This is complete domination. We
Yeah.
haven't really taken any losses so far, as we're gonna keep pushing here.
Keep
Jamie
pushing.
has
We see
his
Jamie
ult,
has the ult again.
and
Just,
this Orisa is just getting
it is gonna put
absolutely
so
destroyed.
much damage into the supports and the DPS. and just
Jamie
not
on a
able to stay alive though as he
20-player
gets
kill
Orisa
streak.
ulted.
We'll trade for the
See
Orisa.
Sam diving to the back
Sam's
line,
gonna go
trying
into
to
the
take down the
back line,
Bastion.
gonna get the Bastion here pretty soon. Bastion dropping
And
low at
that's-
least, and that's gonna be
That's
it.
the map. That's the series.
That's the series, yep.
We take down Viterbo 3-1 after. I mean, two of the maps were complete domination. Three.
I would say
think
three.
All three of our wins were complete. Is this the very beginning of the game? I wonder. Let's find out.
This is probably the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We see the 1, 2, 3. We're gonna see number 4 here,
right
and then we
there.
see him just fighting for this 5th one, taking down the last man alive, and just
He
that's
just stands right in front of him.
gets the pentakill to start off the map.
They left so fast. The other team dipped so fast. I'm gonna go get Raph for the interview.
Okay, do I entertain them while you do that?
you
Dude, I've never done this before.
you have.
No.
You got this.
I'm always the one grabbing people for interviews. Hey guys. Kicking my feet right now. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm supposed to do, but I mean, like we said, that was just complete domination. I mean, like the one map that we did lose to start off going down 0-1 was a little messy, but we just kind of stomped the next 3. I'm gonna let Raph get in
my
here.
hair's insane.
You're going this way?
Oh god. I should have
Traffic jams out
should
here.
have put the hood back on. Oh no.
All right, welcome. Yeah, you're not. It's not
All
too
right.
bad.
What up?
So, how'd you think that match went?
Okay. Yo, what up? So for me, I not so well. But for the team, I think especially coming off of yesterday, because we also played yesterday.
Yeah, they know. They know. I told them. earlier.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, just
it's
make
okay.
sure. I feel like we didn't play to our full strengths. I think we were just tired. Or I'm tired.
You guys have been playing a lot.
Yeah,
so.
we've been playing so much. K-State really took a lot out of us. And, we haven't had time to rethink. We kind of just went straight into the day. And then we have another game on Saturday. So we're feeling the pressure, but we can do it. We can handle it. I mean, we've gone up against our toughest opponent.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried.
Who knows? It might be the grand finals coming. Playoffs right there.
Ooh, I hope we
Ooh.
can make playoffs. As our
Well,
first year.
You will make playoffs. Playoffs, you only need 1 win to make it.
Oh.
Yeah, you
Oh,
guys
so
have
anybody
made
can
playoffs a while ago.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so you guys are fine. You
I
guys
thought it was like
improved to 4 and 2
harder.
now.
Yep.
Yeah, which is easily one of the best records in the
It
division.
is. It's not a perfect,
yeah.
but
I
it's
think
one of the higher ones.
second or third.
And I think for
probably.
being our first year, it's really impressive.
Yes.
We're really making a stand.
For sure.
Just being like, hey, we're here.
Mhm.
And yeah.
Yeah. So talk to me about that Zarya pick a little bit, if you, because I know you're not playing the tank, but
Zarya. So we were like, Jamie was like, I'm not having fun. They're playing Orisa, and if Orisa's you're not having fun tank.
Yeah.
She's you don't get to play the game tank. So I think Zarya was just a good pick. It was just like a sporadic pick. Jamie is like so diverse, and he's just on the fly with everything. He's just like, okay, I'm playing Zarya, and I'm gonna absolutely demolish you. And I think
Yeah.
that's kind of what happened.
It did.
Especially towards that last map, we were just
That Zarya was untouchable.
Yeah.
Every single time we saw the Zarya come out,
Yup.
the other team could not do anything. about it.
exactly. He was like, you don't want us to have fun? You're not gonna have
Yeah.
any fun.
I think also, like we mentioned it, the Zarya was a very big counter to the Orisa because the Orisa couldn't use the spinning blade or
Yup.
whatever it was.
It really just shut her down and just limited where she could shoot. Because now, you're rushing our backline? Let me bubble our backline.
Yeah.
And now you're charging me, and now I destroy you.
Yeah.
Especially because the beam doesn't get blocked by spin. So
Yeah.
you're useless.
Yeah.
Basically.
So you're always on those flanks. You're always there. On your Sombra. You use less flanks when you're on Soldier. How is that difference between
The
those two play
difference
styles?
is when I do too much flanking and I'm not doing enough contributing to the team. Jamie wants me on Soldier, and, and that's
I
my
see it
that's
now.
my cue to be like, all right, no, I can't go on my side quest. I can't go
Okay.
on a mission. I just shoot.
So
I try to look for off angles and shit, but like,
So Soldier is your like, okay, you're going a little too crazy. Slow it down a little
Yeah.
bit. And Sombra's like, go have fun.
yo,
Yeah.
exactly. But also, I'm just trying to diversify, not become too predictable. You know, like I think at least K-State caught on that. Oh, this guy probably plays Sombra. We're gonna play together. You know, so I think it's just being more diverse, so I can just provide more for the team.
Yeah. So that first map, the very first one, that one not looking great. Was it?
I think
what was the problem there? Was it the Symmetra?
No, I think the problem was we just weren't together. We were just it's like our warm up. We didn't really warm up together. We kind of just jumped right in, you know, because it doesn't feel like a game day. It doesn't,
Yeah.
because we just got off the hardest game.
Yesterday was
so
your
now
game.
coming in and I'm like, it feels like a scrim. It feels like I'm in competitive right now. We weren't really ready for that mentality, but you know, I played like 3-4 good songs right after that, and we just
You
locked
were
in.
in. Yeah, you were on.
We
Okay.
locked in.
Yeah. So yeah, we saw that Symmetra do a lot of kind of just dislocation of like the team, like a lot of separation, and it was able to get behind you guys a lot faster. How
Yeah.
were you able to eventually combat that?
Eventually, we just had to communicate. I think at first we weren't communicating. We were just in our own bubble. And then them going Symmetra really forced us, especially also with the May, it really forced us to be like, all right, guys, we need to communicate. And if we talk about it and we all come to the collective decision, it's a good decision to make. You know, it's a good call to make. It's like that one thing. It's like if you do one stupid thing by yourself, you're throwing. But if the whole team does something stupid, it's a strat.
Yeah.
And so that's like kind of the mindset we're incorporating. It's like this might not be the most effective thing, but if we can do it together, if we shut down that Symmetra or shoot that turret, then we're chilling.
All right. Thank you. How do you think Saturday is going to go?
I hope it goes well. So you better be ready,
Do you guys have the same?
Sacramento.
You better keep the same like mentality that you guys got right now,
Yeah.
or not that right now, but the head you had yesterday.
I think we're a really like energy-based team. I feel like if we're all low energy, you'll see that in our gameplay. But once I think we need this break. Tomorrow, I think it's just gonna be a good chill out day. I probably won't even touch Overwatch.
Right before spring break as well.
Before spring break too is crazy.
Yeah. Make sure you study for finals tonight.
Fun fact, I thought I didn't have any midterms. And I walked into class yesterday and on my desk, big old midterm. I think I did great. I think I got 100.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
low key. But it was still very annoying.
I'm not excited for my chemistry test tomorrow.
Ooh,
It's gonna be great. I
that's
can't
terrible.
study it right now.
Obviously, you got more important
I've got
things
more
to do.
important things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be all my questions for you. Thank you for coming in.
Hey, no problem. Thank
Bring
you
in
for
Aaron.
having me. Aaron?
Yep.
All
Coach's interview, because last stream of the season, regular season technically. And don't beat up the producer.
Whoa, I was not.
No beating up our producer. Raph out here getting canceled already. We're just gonna have to blur what Aaron's wearing. Don't worry about it. It's nothing bad, but we're just gonna have to blur it. Thank you. Welcome, Aaron. So we're gonna set a blur on your shirt. I'm kidding. Everyone here is Nebraska fans because we're all from Nebraska, right? That's how it works. Welcome.
Thank you.
So how'd you think that match went?
It went really well. They had me worried a little bit after the first map, but they adapted, and I think the other team just had a hard time playing into Zarya for sure. And so that was a really good call for Jamie. And yeah.
How much coaching do you actually do for this team?
Well,
Not as a slight to your coaching ability at all, just because I know Jamie takes up a lot of that roles.
No, absolutely.
A lot of like that big role. What do you like oversee otherwise?
So I do all of the scouting in terms
Okay.
of the other team. So I have a spreadsheet, and so especially with this team, I kind of noticed based on the match that I watched that if they were to lose a team fight or two, they would start swapping heroes a lot. And so what that meant is that then they were kind of turning over their ult charge a lot. They weren't getting their ults. Not using their ults meant that our team using our ults would win fights, and so we would just keep winning. And so, you know, kind of noticing those kinds of patterns and then giving them the heads up in between, because I obviously can't talk to them in the match itself. And so coaching is only limited to, you know, that space in between.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we look at that. And then in terms of other things, you know, we do practices themselves. And so watching them play and helping them kind of coordinate what's on the schedule for, you know, tonight's practice. Are we going to scrim? Are we going to, you know, go into competitive? Are we going to just, you know, do some workshops? So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. That was a very interesting dive into what your job is, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you think about what's going to happen with playoffs? Because I believe this team is already in playoffs.
Not quite yet,
Okay.
I think. Tonight's
We are
win.
4-2 now.
Yeah, we're 4-2. So tonight's win helped a lot. So this is kind of the standings. I know you obviously can't.
That is not working.
That's not going to work. And plus, it's on like the back of a calendar sheet and a Post-it note, so it's probably not the cleanest graphic we've ever produced. So right now we should be sitting at second place with 4-2. Sac State is right behind us with 3-1.
And we don't know what they'll be coming up.
Yeah, we've got them on Saturday.
Yeah.
And so a win on Saturday will definitely guarantee it. But right now, there's just, I think, a little too much
I think we
yet
are
to play.
I think we're guaranteed a spot.
I think it's really close.
I know, what's the playoffs? How many people get in?
4. Yeah,
4?
4.
Okay.
And so York still has 3 games
Have
to
we
play.
played them?
We've played everybody except for Sac State.
And we won that game, right? Yeah, we just
We just
that's-
played Viterbo.
Okay, down. Yeah. Yeah, we're in. We are in because they can't reach 4. I think.
I mean, UNK can reach 4.
Well, they
can
beat
get to
4
4
and
and 3.
Yeah, but we'd still be in them, so we win the tiebreaker.
No, UNK beat us.
Oh, that was the one team that we didn't have the starters for.
Yeah.
That would be unlucky.
So I actually have the UNK stream up in there, just kind of trying to check
so
in
they
to see
need
how
to
they're doing.
lose
So
tonight, right now.
I mean they need to play however they want to play because they're
Okay. You can say that they need to lose.
they're a good team. They beat us. They're a good team. No, they've got a lot of really mechanically skilled players. So I'm too hesitant right now to say yes. We have a lock on playoffs.
We are very close.
We're close.
We're very close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tonight's
Basically,
win
UNK loses tonight, or we win Saturday. We're in.
Yeah.
Okay. So UNK just needs to lose. That's all that needs to happen.
Or we could just take it into our own hands and win on Saturday.
Well,
so.
UNK is playing right now. So, well, if UNK wins, then we have to win Saturday.
We'll just win Saturday.
Okay, and we'll just win Saturday. It's a great plan, I will say. Overall, how do you think this season has gone?
It's gone well. I think it's gone well. And we're starting to see a lot. I think a little bit more flexibility with our roles, or not so much roles, but like the heroes that we're playing. And so I guess it'll be interesting because we'll have our match on Saturday, and then going into playoffs, we've got a week off because of spring break, and then we've got our quarterfinal match. But they're about to drop a mid-season patch next week that's going to change some stuff. About half the roster has some kind of nerfs or buffs coming in. The damage DPS passive, which has been a big change for Season 9, they just announced that's dropping from 20% reduction on healing to 15%, so that's going to have an impact. Tanks will probably be maybe a little sturdier because right now tanks can potentially get melted. So
Yeah, we saw that tonight. That Zarya melted.
I mean, Jamie got melted too, for sure. With that
Yes.
first map, they had some really strong Mei walls, and it was just, I mean, we weren't fast enough on breaking them. They would wall Jamie off, and then he'd be like, wall, and he was dead.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, overall, how do you think these guys have improved from week 1?
I think they've improved a lot. I think comms are definitely getting there. They're still working on that. But yeah, overall they're really positive. They're happy. They're excited with how the season's going. And even with last night's loss to K-State, like I don't think they took that too hard because I mean there was such a close match.
Yeah.
It was
I
ridiculously
heard that we are
close
the
match.
only people to take maps off of K-State. So.
We are. Yep. They went 7-0, but they I think swept 3-0 on every
So
other
they
team.
went, doing math, 19-2. And on maps.
Pretty close, I think.
Yeah. Because 17 times 3 is 21 minus 2, the points we took. If that's true. If that stat is true.
Either way.
Not a math major. But yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
very excited for playoffs coming up.
Same.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just got-
absolutely.
Just gotta let UNK lose right now. Who are they playing, by the way?
They're playing University of Wisconsin Platteville.
Okay.
We played Platteville last week, I believe.
Yeah,
and
that
they're a
was,
good team. They definitely they put some pressure on us.
Okay.
So yeah, and I mean I should know. I scouted all of these.
Yeah,
so,
you scouted all of them. You know which teams are good or not. I'm just talking.
No, I mean I think that they're all good teams. Some of them varying degrees, of course, but
They
yeah.
can't all be good teams. It's okay, Aaron. You don't have to compliment all of them. They are your competition. It's okay.
I still respect them. They're good, so.
All right. Well, thank you. I think that's enough for the coach's interview.
Yes, and sorry that I'm wearing a Huskers hoodie. I'm wearing my Doan one tomorrow. I have like one Doan hoodie. So.
Yeah. Well, you'll get another coach's interview tomorrow as well. So
Okay, great.
yeah, because Rocket League's last streamed match of the regular season. Yeah. All right. I'll finish it off here. We don't need Jackson back in here. I guess it's fine. He can just be lame over there. I don't know. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. We have Rocket League tomorrow at 7. I believe there is. I don't think there's another match going on. I think there was a Rocket League match that happened today. I don't know how that ended. I think they started around the same time, but it wasn't streamed. I don't know. This schedule is weird. But Overwatch is going to be Saturday, and I think there's a Rocket League match over spring break, but neither one of those will be streamed. So we'll see you guys tomorrow for the last regular season stream. Thank you. Goodbye.